Hello, everybody. My name is Deaunte Damper, and I am the host of We Live in Color. Now, I know I was just with y'all yesterday, but today we have a special report. I have a new friend, right? When we look at shows like I Love You, Bobby Purr, we see the contestants, we see them participate, but who are they? Do we really know them? Well, today we're going to get that option today, right? We have a guest who goes by Hot Wheelz, but his real name is Anthony, and his story is powerful. Yes, this is a story to get to know the contestant that was on there, but we're going to have some deep dives into gun violence in our community and how it impacts all of us. We're going to take a small break, and when we come back, we will be with Hot Wheelz here at We Live in Color.
Hi, my name's Dan Wilson, former catcher for the Seattle Mariners.
It was a privilege for my wife Annie and I to be a part of the reconciliation tour that journeyed through the heart of the South to embrace our storied history, the sport of baseball, and the ongoing challenges we continue to face. The opportunity presented to the student athletes and coaches from Seattle, as well as the community of West Jackson, have created a memory that will last a lifetime. But we don't want to make that memory short-lived. I invite you to join me and our community on September 27th for the premiere of our Reconciliation Tour film at T-Mobile Park's Ellis Pavilion from 3 to 5 p.m. Hear from those on the front line and a special guest as we elevate our promise to bring healing through play. For tickets or to donate, visit baseballbeyond.org or check our social media platforms. I hope to see you at the ballpark.
I really like being on the team because I can't beat nobody with just only me. I need help.
And we're back. And don't forget, everybody, like, share, and subscribe, okay? We are here with We Live in Color. And I'm so happy to welcome my guest, Hot Wheelz. How you doing, brother?
How you doing today?
Ooh. Okay, good. That's good, man. I'm so happy to have you here. I just like watching the show, and then also having a chat with you. You know, I just really wanted to just give you a platform to just have a conversation and share your story. So, a little bit about how you grew up, because you're from Texas.
Yes, I'm from Texas.
Okay.
I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Houston, Texas since I was 2 years old.
Okay. And what was it like growing up there?
I still live here. For me, I didn't have a typical childhood. I spent most of my childhood in foster care, in group homes, and being shuffled through the system. And I didn't never really have nobody tell me I love you or to buy me gifts or things of that nature. But I learned how to adapt. I learned how to, by the time I was 16 years old, I was not only working a full-time job, I was also, hustling. I was going out cutting yards, cleaning gutters, washing cars, whatever I needed to do to get ahead.
Okay, and get ahead as you did. Now, throughout that, right? What high school did you go to out there? Were you treated differently in any way?
By the time I got to high school, I kind of learned how to keep it a secret that I was in foster care because the kids were cruel, like especially in elementary and middle school. It's crazy. I've never told nobody this either. Kids were cruel. Like kids would literally pick on you for being in foster care. Oh, you're an orphan child. Oh, you're this. Oh, that's why you don't have a mama or daddy. Oh, that's why your clothes come from Walmart. Things of that nature. The kids were horrible. So I definitely, by the time I got old enough to, know what was going on, I just kept certain things about myself personal. I learned how to evade certain questions.
Yeah, and throughout that process, as you did that, right? As you were finding yourself, right? Did you get into a lot of fights, or was it because one thing I love about your personality that I've seen on TV, which I'm quite sure is what they wanted you to see, right? That you stood up, you know how to stand up for yourself. Have you always? That's been something that you've always been able to do. Were you a fighter too?
No.
If you don't mind me asking.
Actually, Honestly and truthfully, I allowed people to walk over me to the point to where I was disrespecting myself. Um, I didn't really start, and that comes with self-respect. When you don't have self-respect, or when you haven't been taught to have self-respect for yourself, that comes with a whole nother host of problems. Um, I can definitely say that what I did, when probably a little bit after I came out on the gay scene. I didn't come out publicly till I was about 21, 22 years old. And I didn't and I don't consider myself gay either. I consider myself bisexual. Um I It was hard. You know, it was hard for me because I had to really, really learn how to distinguish between who was for me and who wasn't for me. And I'm still learning. It's still a process. I'm still a work in process. I still have people around me that don't belong or don't deserve to be around me.
And throughout that the processes, right? Like, I know you were saying you went to high school. So what did you deal with any other hardships there after? I know you were saying like things
No,
before you
I
were.
graduated. I graduated from Atascocita High School in Humble, Texas. It's a pretty suburban school, so luckily my last foster home was in the suburbs. Those kids were so into themselves that they didn't, you know, they ain't notice things going around. I'm not gonna too much get into my last foster home because I'm in the process of writing the book. So, the certain things that I have to leave for the book. I can't give you my whole story,
Right, right, you got to save a little bit for yourself, so like as you were going through this, I know that we talked, you did deal with some hardships there after high school, which led to incarceration. Do you mind
Well,
talking a
not
little
right
bit?
away, actually. Straight out of high school, I was working. I had my own apartment. I actually had, man, I've had some great jobs. My first job, I was straight out of high school. I was working at the YMCA, and I became a program assistant. I was basically an assistant director at 18, 19 years old, partying and drinking and hanging out. Fuck that off, But it still didn't stop me. I lost that job, got an even better paying one, and worked there for a few years and worked my way all the way up into upper management. It was around the time that I came out. I just got tired of hiding who I was. I don't know what it was. I'll never forget. I can tell you the exact first time I went to a gay club. It was December. It was December of 2013. I was sitting in my apartment by myself, lonely as fuck, and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of depriving myself and hiding who I am. And I went to a gay club, and I got involved with somebody that was not good for me, and they introduced me to certain things in life that I should never have been introduced to. Mind you, at this time, I'm still pretty weak-minded, so I'm allowing people to do things to me and get away with them. You know what I'm saying? All because I didn't have friends. I think that right there is a massive problem in our community too. That a lot of people hang around people because they feel like they don't have friends, so they feel like they don't have a choice. And that's something that I myself did. I got involved with this person, ended up getting in trouble, was in the mall, and they was shoplifting while I was in the mall with them. Mind you, I just left my job, which I was the area supervisor for one of the stores in the mall. So all the stores know who I am. I've worked in this mall for years. So of course the police come knocking on my door, and they took me to jail too just because I was with that person. And so when I called that person and was like, hey, this, and this. They laughed at me, and I should have learned my lesson right then and there. But like a dumbass, I started back fucking with that person.
And did you end up going to jail behind that? Is that what kind of started the train?
I bonded out. At the time, I had just quit my job, but I had a shitload of money saved up. Like that job, I had a 401k Roth. I had all kinds of benefits and stuff. So I had done well for myself. I had worked so many hours at the job that I never got to spend my checks. I used to be at work 100 hours a week.
Okay.
And so literally, like my checks would say 216 hours for a 2-week time period.
And throughout the transition, right? So you were dating this person, you got locked up, or let alone.
I wouldn't say I was dating them. I would just say that it was a very toxic situation.
Okay, you were in a toxic situationship.
And
I understand.
I didn't do any jail time. I ended up paying a fine, which was like $4,500, and the case was dismissed.
Okay. And as you kept on going through the areas of life, right?
Right. I ended up blowing through all of my money a lot sooner than what I had planned, because I had planned on taking 2 years off from work. That money was gone within 6 months behind this person. So I was like, shit, I got to start looking for a job. Bills were getting tight. And I'll never forget, I had, by now I'm 23 years old. Up until now, I've never been behind on a bill. I've always taken care of my business. And I'm sitting here in my house and I'm crying and I'm like, damn, where the fuck did all the money go? And I'm counting and I'm looking and I'm like, damn, this person. And so I called them and I said, hey, I need some money for my rent. The motherfucker laughed at me and was like, oh, you better post the ad. I didn't know what posting no ad was. And it was just a lot. That's more stuff that's going to be in my book. I'm not going to get into that. Oh, my God, you sneaky. You getting me to talk.
Right. Well, no. I think one of the things about it is it's one of those things, right? As community members, we go through these things, right? And I know that you are working in the areas of the book, right? But at the same time, we all go through these things, and what has impacted you has impacted us in the ways that we can be able to show up for you is listen more to your story. So
I'm going to say this. It took me going through this shit to finally say, hey, enough is enough. I have to stop this. I'm going to jail. I'm losing money. I'm about to lose the roof over my head. This person has a mother they can go stay with. I don't. I can't go move in with nobody if I lose my shit. So I ended up going back to the restaurant industry and going back to work in the restaurant industry. Of course, they're going to bring me straight in as a manager because of my experience. I had just wrecked my Altima, so I was carless for like 2 weeks. Luckily, one of my friends that I was really close with at the time said, you know what, you need a car. Took me to the car lot, cashed me out, bought me a cash car. I should have used that to get back on track right then and there. But instead, I was still hanging with this person. Got pulled over one night, went to jail, signed for probation, 10 years probation for a crime that really had nothing to do with me. But I took the probation. And at that point, that was when I started snapping and was like, no. That's when I started getting respect for myself. That's when I started telling people no. That's when I stopped allowing people to disrespect me and to run over me. But it still was not enough. You know what I'm saying? It still wasn't enough. I ended up losing my job. Well, I didn't lose my job. I quit my job. We kept getting robbed, and that last time we got robbed, I was actually at work when the robbery happened, and the people pulled the guns and was holding the guns on me, and I ain't feel it. So I quit my job after that. And I started doing, things that I shouldn't have done to maintain my bills rather than standing on using my credentials. I started doing the stuff that, you know what the girls do. I started doing things,
Yes.
that I shouldn't have been doing.
But okay, so right, so we know what the girls do, and trust me, I was one of the girls that used to do some of the things girls do, right? I was a professional borrower. You know, I would take from one store and then professionally borrow those, and then go take them to another. Back in the day.
Oh no. See, I was a hoe.
Oh, okay, and that's and see, and the thing about it is, you know, that is okay, you know.
I'm
but
not
you
even gonna
didn't-
say I was a hoe because I wasn't even sleeping with my clients. You could say I was a sugar baby.
Okay, okay, and ain't nothing
And
wrong with that. And
the
what was? Can I ask you a question though? Like we try to always shame people in the areas that work in the areas of sex work or work such as that, right? What was? Did you have any scary moments within that within doing that work?
I had a client to actually rape me,
I'm sorry.
and I've only ever told one person that, you know, I can't call the police because I put myself in that situation, and I'm not gonna get laughed at. And once again, this was another time that said your life was spared. Stop doing what you're doing. Take your ass back to work. And so eventually I did go back to work, but you know, I smoke weed and I couldn't stop smoking weed. So my PO told me, if you piss dirty again, I'm gonna lock you up. And I knew that they were gonna give me 5 to 99 years. So I basically said fuck her and went on the run. And I went on the road. I went on this wild 6-month tour. I hit over 30 states.
You said you. Oh, hold on. You said you went on a 6-month tour. I wanted to move on. You got out of there,
and I came back into Houston one day, and instead of staying home like my brother told me to, I wanted to go out to the club. Got pulled over, and hence I did 4.5 years in jail. I got out April of 2021.
and what was that experience like? Just going in there. I mean, I've
I
heard.
most definitely maybe I stopped taking shit in there. Them COs wasn't gonna talk to me no any kind of way, and it wasn't another inmate that was gonna talk to me any kind of way. Nobody on God's green earth was gonna fix their mouth to talk to me any kind of way. And it's nothing personal. I stopped accepting disrespect. I learned how to respect myself.
And can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, my sound was.
I got shot 2 months after I got out of prison.
Yeah, and if you feel comfortable, can you walk us through that process of what happened?
So yes, it was June 28th of 2021. I had closed the store as normal. I was the co-general manager at a Sonic. I closed down my store. And I stopped at the gas station to get me some snacks and stuff. And as I was coming out of the gas station, halfway to the car, all you hear is pop, 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 and I froze. It was like 50 people in front of the store too, mind you. Like, this store is actually a public nuisance. It was like a whole block party going on at the store at 1 o'clock in the morning. You feel me? Like, there were people everywhere. People gambling, people smoking, inside out the store selling all kind of shit. It was, you know, your typical hood store, but times 10. And I came out that store and I heard the bullets. I froze. I froze. And I dove to the ground and I tried to dive under a car. And all I know is I couldn't get up and there was blood everywhere. I couldn't move. And I started screaming for my best friend. And he jumped out of the car and he ran to me. And he called 911. He called his mom. It took the ambulance and the police an hour to get there. And I don't understand why it took the police an hour to get there when there's a police station 2 minutes down the road. There's another one 5 minutes down the road. And there's another one 20 minutes down the road in Acres Home. I don't understand how it took them an hour to get there. When I don't understand how it took an ambulance to get there when this where I was at sits in between 45 and the Beltway. That means it crosses every major hospital in this city. 15, 20 minutes away from downtown. And it took an ambulance an hour to get there. I don't understand.
Does that happen often in Texas situations like during shootings?
Only in the African American neighborhoods.
Okay. And
only in the African American
what
neighborhoods.
county are you in out there?
I'm in Harris County.
Okay. So how did you find out through that process that of the disability? What would come to be your disability?
I actually was in a coma. I lost my kidney and my spleen when I got shot. So it was when I woke up, I had a used tube down my throat. I couldn't talk. So they took the tube out. They weren't expecting me to live, by the way. They weren't. They thought I was gonna be, dead. I couldn't move any part of my body. I couldn't even sit up. My ribs were broken too. When they told me I couldn't walk, I cried a lot. When I say I cried a lot, I cried every day. All day. Every day, all day. I cried.
And throughout that process of that transition, did you have supportive family members? Did you have supportive friends?
My friend and his mom. My best friend came to see me when I first got shot in the hospital. My gay brother, he came to see me. My foster brothers, they came to see me. Immediately. My foster sister, she came to see me. My pastor, he came to see me a lot. But my real family, my biological family, it took them 2 months after I had been in the hospital to come see me. And that hurt.
Yeah. And that had to be like I guess it's like transitioning into like your new life, right? And let alone just now being impacted by foster care, the prison system, and then getting out and being shot, and then having to find this new way of life, right?
Yeah, it's really, honestly, truthfully, mentally, it's like it pushed me to my brink.
Yeah.
I really, really had to find God after this.
Yeah.
And I have my days, I have my good days, and I have my bad days.
Can I ask you a question? What would you want people to, because your shooting, it wasn't solved, right?
No. They found the shooter, but it had nothing to do with me. I was an innocent bystander in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just like last year alone, over 1,500 people have been killed in Houston from gun violence. That's not counting how many people were shot like me who have injuries that they have to deal with for the rest of their life. So it's a lot. It's a lot. For me, I had to really lean on God for my support. And that was the only person that I've been able to 100% lean on, that I can trust to see me through everything. If you're in a situation like me, if you were shot and you're watching this interview, I really, really don't put any faith in people, because people are going to let you down, especially in this situation. They're going to let you down over and over. It might be because it might be hard for them to see you like this. It might be because they're just selfish. Who knows? But don't expect anybody to do anything for you.
Well, one of the things about it is I respect of you doing things for yourself, right? Now we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how ways people can be able to support you and to put a stop to how can we do a better job to put a stop to gun violence.
I do want to add one thing though.
Yes, you can.
If you're in my situation as well, when you show people that you're making a huge and humongous effort, you're going to get the help that you need. Don't be lazy either. Don't give up on yourself. That's all. I had to add that.
You had to. And I love, because I think we're like twins, because I do this too. when I'm trying to make a point. So in the meantime, we're going to be right back with We Live in Color.
Hi, my name's Dan Wilson, former catcher for the Seattle Mariners.
It was a privilege for my wife Annie and I to be a part of the reconciliation tour that journeyed through the heart of the South to embrace our storied history, the sport of baseball, and the ongoing challenges we continue to face. The opportunity presented to the student athletes and coaches from Seattle, as well as the community of West Jackson, have created a memory that will last a lifetime. But we don't want to make that memory short-lived. I invite you to join me and our community on September 27th for the premiere of our Reconciliation Tour film at T-Mobile Park's Ellis Pavilion from 3 to 5 p.m. Hear from those on the front line and a special guest as we elevate our promise to bring healing through play. For tickets or to donate, visit baseballbeyond.org or check our social media platforms. I hope to see you at the ballpark.
I really like being on the team because I can't beat nobody with just only me. I need help.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That trade season is here. A real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz. And I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace.
And we're back. Thank you so much, y'all, for being here. Curtis, my wonderful director, can you bring Hot Wheelz back in the room? What's up, brother? So we're back with the second half. Now, I wanted to kind of get into a little bit of like the transition. So how did you end up applying for I Love You, Bobby Puurrr? How do you feel about doing in reality TV of all else?
I've been single for 8 years, so I was genuinely looking for somebody that I feel like has hustle, drive, and ambition like myself. I was looking for someone, you know, that I thought, you know, had a good heart.
Yeah, and what was it like when you got there? Was a process to get on the show? Was it grueling?
No, I sent in the audition. I got a call back about a week after, and it was on from there.
And how was the experience? I seen what we seen like on camera. Were there any specific moments where you really enjoyed the show? Because it seemed like in the like as I've watched, like, you know, you just had a couple of moments where it was like you were over it.
I was over a lot of it, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I love being on the water. It's so peaceful. It's so soothing and relaxing, and we were surrounded by nothing but water. Um, Zeus really went out of their way to make sure that I was okay. They were getting the handicapped vehicles, transported me separately, all of that. Um, I myself told them to stop because I'm trying to get stronger. Because I do see a lot of people comment on this stuff. Zeus, anything that I needed for my accessibility, anything that I asked for as far as to make me comfortable, it was provided. And if it wasn't, all I had to do was ask for it.
And that had to be great. And then and then going through the process of like getting kicked out, like that last episode, to be honest, for me, it was hard to watch, right? Because I think like as you were
My
selling,
feelings were actually hurt. I don't know if you could tell, but my feelings were actually hurt. I'm a Virgo, so when you shut us up, that means that you've really hurt our feelings.
yeah.
Well,
And
let me
what was it?
rephrase. When you make us break character.
Okay.
For
Okay.
me, I'm a shit talker. So when you don't hear me talking shit, either I'm pissed off or my feelings are hurt.
Yeah. And you know, I heard you trying to say a little bit about your story and then kind of just got shut down.
Yeah,
Um,
Roland Ray is a disrespectful motherfucker. He gonna say fuck June 28th. Let me tell you something. I went on that show and I genuinely was trying to be Ray's friend. Ray was rude. He was nasty. He was disrespectful to me from day one, from jump. And I really, really tried. So anything y'all see from me in the future, I don't care if it's me macing this bitch in the middle of the street if I see her.
okay.
Y'all
Okay.
can't judge me for it because I went out of my way to try to be nice to Ray. And people are still attacking me behind him.
Well, what about like throughout the space of like your relationship with Bobby? Like Bobby has actually came here to Seattle a couple of times and performed during our Pride events.
Bobby actually came to Houston to see me. And he apologized. And with me, I can accept an apology face to face, especially when a person says, hey, I was wrong. I was intoxicated. You know, this is what happened. Whoop, so on and so forth. Bobby also, before the episode aired, sent me a message apologizing again. So if I can forgive the person that shot me, forgiving Bobby is no problem. But Ray, before I even accept or excuse me, before I even acknowledge an apology from him,
Yeah, I understand. So you know, when you were exited from the show, right? What did you like behind the scenes? Like, did you have some good friends out there? Which one? Who were you closest with in the house?
I'm most definitely, I can say I'm closest to Jameson, Trizzy, Savage, and so those are my top four that I'm the closest with. I have a bond with each and everybody else on the show, with the exception of Dimitri, though I will say that I have a
Yeah.
friendship with the rest of them niggas, but yeah.
Yeah. So throughout this process, my question too is like, are you gonna go to the reunion? Are you feeling a way about going through that process? Are you a little angst of seeing everybody again?
I'm still considering if there's a reunion, if I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I do want to also ask, because I know it's supposed to be 30 minutes, but I don't care. I want to talk to you for as long as possible. What do people, what, so we do this thing on the show where we celebrate people that
Yeah,
help
remember I
us get,
gotta
the people that help celebrate us, like get us to where we're at. Is there anybody that you would like to acknowledge, shout out?
God,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you to God. And then what's next for you? Where can people find you?
Y'all can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and keep y'all's fingers crossed and keep y'all's eyes open, and we'll see.
Okay. Well, Anthony, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. We were talking on the phone like we knew each other for years earlier, but I appreciate you. I appreciate your spirit. I think that like you trying to bring the conversation of gun violence in our community. My heart goes out to you and Houston. Hopefully they can get us together, no different from how it is here
They
in
need to get
Seattle.
rid of that. They need to clear houses with these. I'm not gonna lie. Republicans got one thing right: law and fucking order.
Yeah.
The police
Okay.
acting like they scared now.
Okay. Well, that's a different subject. But I do want to thank you. I do want to thank you for being a guest. Thank you so much, Hot Wheelz, and to everybody else out there in the community. Join us on our actual day, which is Wednesday at 8 p.m. We live in color. Anthony Hot Wheelz, thank you for helping us live in color. Okay, we out of here. Thank y'all.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.